logic that you either give up or you lose your temper, right? You present evidence, they question the source. You give them the sources are biased. You show them video footage, the footage is taken out of context. You give them the context, like it's complicated. For them, truth is not a destination. Truth is a...
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight we've got a showdown you don't want to miss. Bassem Youssef versus Israeli spokesman Jonathan Krikas, live on the Piers Morgan Show. And from the very first moments, it gets messy fast. Before we dive in, comment where you're watching from and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now, Jonathan isn't just some random guest. He's the polished face of a narrative built on denial and gaslighting. And Bassem? He cuts straight through it. This isn't a polite debate. It's arrogance colliding with truth. So let's break down exactly how it all unfolded.
All of the Israeli cabinets have genocidal language. And Mr. Jonathan, con artist on the other side, he's like saying that they represent their constituents, which means the whole society, the whole community is genocidal. This is what they represent. And actually, I think like we're asking the wrong question. We should be asking, like, instead of what should we do, we should start asking, why are we funding this? Why is my tax money, $30 billion to date, went to Israel to buy 2,000 pounds bombs and F-35s to dump Palestinians? Why is your tax money, Piers, is going to the British government to finance this? If Israel wants to defend itself, let it defend itself by itself, not with my money. You would spend 3 hours talking about if this is a proportionate response, but we'll not talk about 3 minutes. Why is my money, why is hurricane relief funds in America are going to fund Israel? Also, like, I don't understand the relationship between America and Israel. It's like, it's the most effed up situation ever. We're like the world's most pathetic sugar daddy. We give them billions of dollars and they shit on us. Like Mr. Jonathan said, now we're ganging on them. We're not helpful. Dude, we gave you $30 billion to bomb children and it's not enough for you. Like, I mean, at least when you pay a dominatrix, you know that you're getting fucked. But this is just America having a public humiliation king while getting fucked, and they call this foreign policy. They are arresting American students on American soils for protesting Israeli war crimes. What the hell, man? This is like your crack whore making you beat your children for calling her what she is, a whore. This is what really boggles me in America. The right and the left, they fight each other tooth and nail over gun control, education, minorities' rights, healthcare, DEI. But when it comes to Israel, everybody competes to be Israel's favorite bitch. Republicans hate handouts unless it's for Israel. And Democrats, they love human rights unless it's for the Palestinians. I mean, this is a Delulu state. You guys are Delulu. You are Delulu. Like, I came here today to witness for myself how someone can lie so shamelessly. The guy is like a human pinball machine. Every question lies on him, ends on Hamas. He's like a magic 8-ball with one answer. Hamas. Yani, at least flat earthers, they make things interesting. You guys are boring.
Think about what Bassem pointed out here. Ordinary people can barely keep up with rent, groceries and bills. Families are cutting corners just to get through the month. And yet, while citizens struggle, our governments take billions of taxpayer dollars and funnel them into a foreign military campaign that openly wipes out civilians, without apology, without restraint. If Israel wants to wage war, let them fund it themselves. Why should working people foot the bill for bombs dropped on children halfway across the world? Bassem is dead right. This is robbery disguised as foreign policy. And here's the insult on top of injury. We send billions to Israel, and in return we get mocked, undermined and treated like fools. Our governments look like clowns handing over money to a country that doesn't just bite the hand that feeds it, it takes the entire arm. Just let this sink in. $30 billion has been poured into this conflict alone. And when you step back, over $300 billion has gone to Israel across the past few decades. That's not aid. That's not charity. That's an endless ATM machine draining the public dry.
Talk about U.S. funds to Egypt. Let's talk about their cruelty. Let's talk about how they have prevented humanitarian access to Gaza. Let's talk about the fact that they have built the world's biggest wall that dwarfs the Chinese wall and all Israeli security walls between Gaza and Egypt. Why did they do that? Out of Muslim compassion? Out of care for humanitarian rights of their Arab brothers? No, because they want the poor Gazans in, and because they know that programs like this one and other programs will support Hamas propaganda and will blame Israel for what's happening.
To be clear, programs like this one, hosted by me, which is the point you're making, I think, I'm afraid I take exception to a 3-month policy of starvation of a populace that's been relentlessly bombarded that includes so many children. That's my problem. And I think that the war aims, the stated war aims of Israel at the start of this, which was to eliminate Hamas, and to get the hostages released, neither of those things have happened. All that's happening is more and more civilians are getting killed in the process of going after the Hamas terrorists. And you've taken also, as a government, to starving already impoverished children. Well, I'm going to go to Bassem for his response, but since you brought that up about this program
Piers,
and what it represents,
10 allegations against me, and I don't get to respond.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Bassem respond, but that is my response to what you said. So, Bassem.
So let's.
Well,
let's
I didn't, finish making a coherent sentence.
Well, let Bassem finish first.
Okay, by all means.
So I didn't interrupt you. All right? You asked me about Egypt. I'll answer you about Egypt.
You didn't.
Egypt
and I appreciate
takes
that.
1/3 of the aid that Israel receives, while Egypt have 10 times the population. Egypt never received $30 billion to murder children and bomb hospitals. Egypt was never allowed to have the privilege of having more than 58 vetoes in the Security Council, right? And also, why doesn't Egypt take Palestinians? This is like someone going into Fifth Avenue, shooting someone in the face, and it's like, why do the neighbors don't bury the body? You're the guys doing the killing, not Egypt. So stop talking about Egypt. Anyways, and I would like to, like Jonathan and his likes, to please stop Zionizing us. Stop the Zionizing. Zionizing, it's a verb which means to gaslight someone with such shameless, narcissistic, psychopathic audacity that you deny reality to their faces while simultaneously playing the victim, engaging in endless circle debates that go nowhere and displaying a complete loss of empathy and basic humanity. Take him, for example, and the likes of him. You show them a video, it didn't happen. You show them UN reports, these are lies. You mention international law, it's complicated. You get testimonies on the ground from doctors and nurses at Hamas propaganda. We saw it with our own eyes. Your optic nerve is anti-Semitic. Like Israel is like Shaggy. We saw you on the hospital. It wasn't me. We saw you killed the children. It wasn't me. Dude, your war crimes are documented. Hamas propaganda also, it wasn't me. There is no point of debating gaslighters. We have 4K videos, satellite imagery, and your own soldiers posting on TikTok bragging about killing children.
Bassem hit the nail on the head. There's no point debating people like Jonathan. You don't get truth from them, you get endless deflection. It's like arguing with a brick wall that talks back. The whole strategy is to exhaust you until you give up. And that's exactly why these videos have to be made. Not because anyone enjoys repeating the obvious, but because silence lets the lies spread unchecked. Israel's officials deny everything: the blockade, the bombings, the deaths. They look straight into the camera and pretend none of it ever happened. But here's the reality. We all saw it. The world saw it. The evidence is everywhere, from journalists on the ground to videos uploaded in real time. Yet their story never changes. Deny, deny, deny. That's why exposing this isn't just commentary, it's survival for the truth. Because once denial becomes the standard, reality itself starts to disappear.
Videos I've seen of fat Gazans, of fat Hamas fighters, of overweight Gazans. Do you know how difficult it is for an Israeli to believe that Gazans are starving when I see in social media that there are open hotels, that the markets have fresh produce, and that I know the amount of food that is coming into the Gaza Strip? So allow me to question and doubt blogs and catchy names and popular culture at
And you
Israel,
don't think
but
that branding
no
Gazans a bunch of fat
Gaza.
people who aren't starving, you think that's not a catchy little phrase
This is the
to get
funniest
attention?
shit I've ever heard.
I mean, come on.
Like,
Really, Jonathan? You're reduced to saying that all Gazans are so overfed, they're all fat. Come on, man.
Send them treadmills and pelotons.
Piers, the only really skinny people that I've seen in Gaza, you know who they were? They were Israeli hostages that were starved by Hamas. They are the only skinny people, malnourished and tortured people that I've seen coming out of Gaza. They are the only ones that have been really malnourished. All the other ones that I've seen, and believe me, I have watched hours and hours of footage of Gaza that none of you have taken the time to watch, And I've seen
let
a
the
lot of
journalists in
healthy
then.
and some
Why
of
don't you
them,
let
yes,
the journalists in
overweight.
to verify whether
And
there are
I've said to
actually
you, Piers,
any starving
come.
people in Gaza? Why don't you, if you're so right, and all the Gazans are incredibly
Yes.
fat from all the extra food they've been eating.
No, that's not what I said.
You did,
Piers,
actually.
I didn't
then
say
why don't
that.
you
I
let
didn't
the
say-
journalists,
no, I didn't say that. I said
let
that
the
I've
journalists
seen
in,
fat
and we can
Gazans.
analyse just how many fat people in Gaza there are who've been overfed in the last few months.
And we can analyse how many times UN organizations have weathered
the thing is, Jonathan, you can say what the hell you like, but we can't verify it, can we? You won't let journalists get in to verify.
And then comes Jonathan's lowest moment yet. Imagine looking at a people trapped under bombs, starving, grieving, and instead of acknowledging their suffering, you call them fat and overweight. That's the level of cruelty we're dealing with here. Families torn apart, children buried under rubble, and his response is to mock them as if this were some bad comedy routine. And notice the hypocrisy. When Bassem presents 4K video evidence, Jonathan waves it off as lies or propaganda, but the moment he scrolls through some cherry-picked social media clips, suddenly, that's the truth. Suddenly, Gaza is full of open hotels and fresh produce markets. Really? Which hotels? Which farms? Where exactly are these magical fruit stands operating under constant airstrikes? It's nonsense. This is exactly the tactic Bassem was warning about. Deny the hard evidence, invent your own fake version of reality, and then strut into debates just to stir chaos. No facts, no accountability, just shameless gaslighting dressed up as political commentary.
First of all, Israel is known, they have broken more international laws than Diddy has violated young rappers, right? This is bullshit, right? This is the problem with debating with pathological liars than him. It's like trying to nail jelly to the wall. It's messy, it's pointless, and everybody watching knows that you're wasting your time. Pathological liars don't argue with you. They argue to exhaust you, right? The whole point is to drag you into pointless and a maze of circular logic that you either give up or you lose your temper, right? You present evidence, they question the source. You give them the source, the sources are biased. You show them video footage, the footage is taken out of context. You give them the context, it's complicated. For them, truth is not a destination. Truth is a moving target, right? Everything can be always debated, including gravity, right? Reality for them is another opinion. War crimes becomes allegation, genocide becomes a conflict, dead children becomes casualties in a very sad, complex situation. Words have no meaning anymore, right? So they do all of that while maintaining this calm, reasonable demeanor, like him. He has like a resting genocide face. It's like crazy, right? They're here to waste time while people die.